Skulk.
Skulk.
He was still skulking around outside when they left the building.
Skull.
Skull.
He can't seem to get it into his skull that I'm just not interested in him. Skull and crossbones.
Skull and crossbones.
Skullcap.
Skullcap.
Skullduggery.
Skullduggery. Skunk.
Skunk.
Skunkworks. Skunkworks.
Skunk.
Skunkworks.
Sky.
Sky.
The sky grew dark, and a cold rain began to fall. A shooting star sped across the night sky. There wasn't a cloud in the sky.
A land of blue skies and warm sunshine.
The skies were overcast, and it was chilly and damp. Francis believes the sky's the limit for the young goalkeeper. Francis believes the sky's the limit for the young goalkeeper.
Sky blue.
Sky blue.
Skycap.
Skycap.
Skydiving.
Skydiving.
Sky high.
Sky high.
Sky-high prices. Her confidence is sky-high. Skylark.
Skylark.
Skylight.
Skylight.
Skyline.
Skyline.
The famous New York skyline.
Sky marshal. Sky marshal.
Skype.
Skype. I'll Skype you later. Skyrocket.
Skyrocket.
The trade deficit has skyrocketed.
Skyrocketing inflation. Skyscraper.
Skyscraper.
Skywards.
Skywards.
The bird soared skywards.
Slab.
Slab.
A concrete slab. Paving slabs.
They used a slab of concrete as a lid.
Slack.
Slack.
Keep the rope slack until I tell you to pull it.
Business remained slack throughout the day.
Slack defending by Real Madrid allowed Manchester United to score.
Without another contract to help pick up the slack, employees may face job losses. There is still some slack in the budget.
Hey, cut me some slack, man. I'm only a few bucks short.
A pair of slacks.
Dress slacks.
He was accused of slacking and taking too many holidays.
Slacken.
Slacken.
The heavy rain showed no signs of slackening off. Guy slackened his pace as he approached the gate. He did not let her go, but his grip on her slackened. Slacker.
Slacker.
Slack-jawed.
Slack-jawed.
They looked at him, slack-jawed with disbelief.
Slag. Slag. Slag.
He's always slagging her off behind her back.
Slag heap.
Slag heap.
Slain. Slain. Slake.
Slake.
Slalom.
Slalom.
Slam.
Slam.
We heard a car door slam.
He slammed the door shut.
Henry slammed the phone down angrily.
All 155 passengers died instantly when the plane slammed into the mountain.
Local media slammed plans to build a prison in the area.
The council was slammed for its unfair selection procedure.
Slam dunk.
Slam dunk.
Slammer.
Slammer.
He had to spend his 20th birthday in the slammer.
Slander.
Slander.
He's being sued for slander.
Slanderous.
Slanderous.
Slanderous remarks.
Slang.
Slang.
Schoolboy slang.
Slanging match.
Slanging match.
Slant. Slant.
The sun's rays slanted through the trees.
Slanting eyes.
The researchers were accused of slanting their findings in favour of their own beliefs. The article had an anti-union slant. Each article has a slightly different slant on the situation.
Recent events have put a new slant on the president's earlier comments.
The house seems to be built on a steep slant.
Slanted.
Slanted.
The report was heavily slanted towards the City Council's version of events.
Her slightly slanted eyes.
Slap.
Slap.
Sarah slapped Aaron across the face.
Giles slapped his cards down on the table.
Small waves slapped against the side of the boat.
She ran upstairs and slapped on some makeup.
We could slap some paint on it.
Many tour operators slap on supplements for single people.
In 1977, the President slapped a ban on the commercial reprocessing of nuclear fuel.
Julia gave Roy a slap on the cheek.
Slap bang.
Slap bang.
I ran slap bang into a lamppost.
Anne's house is slap bang next to the station.
Slapdash.
Slapdash.
A very slapdash piece of work.
Slap happy.
Slap happy.
Slaphead.
Slaphead.
Slapper.
Slapper.
Slapstick.
Slapstick.
A slapstick comedy.
Slap up.
Slap up.
Slash.
Slash.
Someone had slashed the tires.
The leopard's claws slashed through the soft flesh.
The workforce has been slashed by 50%. Cut several slashes across the top of the loaf before baking. Cut several slashes across the top of the loaf before baking.
Slasher.
Slasher.
Slat.
Slat.
Slate.
Slate.
There were several slates missing from the roof.
Doherty's most recent novel has been slated by the critics.
He is slated to appear at the Cambridge Jazz Festival next year.
Every house on this block is slated for demolition. Slather.
Slather.
A slice of homemade bread slathered with jam. Slattern.
Slattern.
Slaughter.
Slaughter.
Hundreds of innocent civilians had been slaughtered by government troops. We got slaughtered, 110 to 54.
The export of live animals for slaughter.
The slaughter of defenseless women and children.
Slaughtered.
Slaughtered.
We all got completely slaughtered last night.
Slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse.
Slav.
Slav.
Slave.
Slave.
A slave to fashion.
I've been slaving away at this report. He's been slaving over his history essay.
Slave driver.
Slave driver.
Slave labour.
Slave labor.
Slave driver.
Slave labour. Slaver.
Slaver. Slaver.
Slavery.
Slavery.
Attempts to abolish slavery.
Slavic.
Slavic.
Slavish.
Slavish.
A slavish adherence to the rules.
Not a rule to be slavishly followed in every instance. Not a rule to be slavishly followed in every instance.
Slavonic.
Slavonic.
Slaw.
Slaw.
Slay.
Slay.
Slaying.
Slaying.
Gang-related slayings.
Sleaze.
Sleaze.
Many people are tired of all the sleaze on TV.
Sleaze and corruption in politics.
Sleazy.
Sleazy.
A sleazy bar.
A sleazy lawyer.
Sleb.
Sleb. We've got gossip on all the top slebs.
Sledge.
Sledge.
Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer.
Sleek.
Sleek.
The sleek lines of the new Mercedes.
His hair was sleeked back with oil.
Sleep.
Sleep.
I usually sleep on my back.
Did you sleep well?
He's lucky because at least he has somewhere to sleep.
Good night, Jenny. Sleep tight. Unlike some other internet sites, when you buy from us, you can sleep easy.
The villa sleeps 4.
We usually sleep in on Sunday mornings.
He went to his room to sleep it off.
How did you manage to sleep through that thunderstorm?
I slept right through till lunchtime.
The baby slept peacefully through the night.
Everybody in the office knows he's been sleeping with Kathy.
I didn't get much sleep last night.
Her eyes were red through lack of sleep.
Ed often talks in his sleep.
She died peacefully in her sleep. I had a little sleep in the afternoon. She was woken from a deep sleep by a ring at the door.
I went to sleep at 9 o'clock and woke up at 6.
It's a practice game. I wouldn't lose any sleep over it.
She knew the music so well she could play it in her sleep.
The combination of warmth and music sent him to sleep. She rubbed the sleep from her eyes.
Only 5 more sleeps till Christmas. Sleeper.
Sleeper.
Sleeping bag.
Sleeping bag.
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty.
Just look at Sleeping Beauty there.
Sleeping car.
Sleeping car.
Sleeping partner.
Sleeping partner.
Sleeping pill.
Sleeping pill.
Sleeping policeman.
Sleeping policeman.
Sleeping sickness.
Sleeping sickness.
Sleepless.
Sleepless.
Adrian spent a sleepless night wondering what to do.
She lay sleepless for hours, worrying. Sleepover.
Sleepover.
Sleepwalk. Sleepwalk.
Sleepwalker.
Sleepwalker.
Sleepy.
Sleepy.
The warmth from the fire made her feel sleepy.
Sleepyhead.
Sleepyhead.
It's time for bed, sleepyhead.
Sleet.
Sleet.
Scattered sleet and snow showers.
It was sleeting so hard we could barely see for 30 yards.
Sleeve.
Sleeve.
A dress with long sleeves.
A short-sleeved shirt. Don't worry, he still has a few tricks up his sleeve.
Sleeveless.
Sleeveless.
Sleigh.
Sleigh.
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Slender.
Slender.
She is slender and stylish. Laura's tall, slender figure.
The company only has a slender hope of survival.
The Republicans won the election by a slender majority.
We had to make the most of our rather slender resources.
Slept.
Slept.
Sleuth.
Sleuth.
Slew.
Slew.
I lost control of the car and it slewed sideways into the ditch.
A whole slew of cheap motels.
Slice.
Slice.
A slice of bread.
Pizza slices.
A thin slice of ham.
Cut the tomatoes into slices.
Everybody wants a slice of the profits.
Thinly slice the cucumbers.
Slice up the onions and add them to the meat.
Sliced ham.
The blade so sharp it could slice through your finger.
Slice the eggs in two and arrange them on a serving dish.
The boat was slicing through the sparkling waves.
With an open goal in front of him, Wiltord sliced his shot wide of the left post.
It's the truth any way you slice it.
His knife had slipped and sliced off the top of his finger.
By using volunteers, we were able to slice £10,000 off the cost of the project.
Sliced bread.
Sliced bread.
He reckons his new mobile phone is the best thing since sliced bread.
Slick. Slick.
A slick Hollywood production.
Slick advertising. The presentation was very slick.
A slick used car salesman.
He got round the defender using some slick footwork.
Cars were sliding off roads that were slick with rain.
His hair had been combed back and slicked down with something to make it neat.
Slicker.
Slicker.
Slide.
Slide.
Francesca slid across the ice.
He opened the oven door and slid the pan of cookies in.
He slid open the door of the glass cabinet.
Daniel slid out of the room when no one was looking.
She slid into the driver's seat.
He slid the gun into his pocket.
Stocks slid a further 3% on the major markets today.
Students' test scores started to slide in the mid-1990s.
Murphy gradually slid into a pattern of drug abuse.
Management has let safety standards slide at the factory.
Well, I guess we can let it slide this time.
The current slide in house prices.
The company's shares were on the slide again yesterday, down 7p at 339p.
A slideshow.
School administrators were unable to explain the slide in student performance.
A slide into economic chaos. The car went into a slide. A rock slide.
Slide projector.
Slide projector.
Slide rule.
Slide rule.
Sliding door.
Sliding door.
Sliding scale.
Sliding scale.
Fees are calculated on a sliding scale.
Slight. Slight.
A slight improvement. A slight increase. A slight change of plan.
A slight pause.
A slight problem.
I didn't have the slightest idea who that man was. I didn't have the slightest idea who that man was.
Did he mind lending you the car? Not in the slightest.
Derek felt slighted when no one phoned him back.
She may take it as a slight on her ability as a mother. A slight to his authority.
Slightly.
Slightly.
A slightly different colour.
A slightly more powerful engine. January's sales were slightly better than average.
He was someone I already knew slightly.
A slightly tart flavour.
He leaned forward ever so slightly.
Slim. Slim.
A slim young woman. A slim waist. There's only a slim chance that anyone survived the crash.
The Republicans held a slim majority in the Senate.
A slim volume of poetry.
The company is trying to slim down its workforce.
The cabinet has been slimmed down to 16 members.
How can I slim down my hips?
She slimmed down to a healthy 61 kilos.
Slime.
Slime.
A pond full of green slime.
The trails of slime left by snails.
Slime ball.
Slime ball.
Slimline.
Slimline.
A slimline dishwasher.
Slim. Slim.
The company is trying to slim down its workforce.
The cabinet has been slimmed down to 16 members.
Slimy.
Slimy.
Slimy mud.
A slimy politician.
Sling. Sling.
Lou slung his suitcase onto the bed.
Sling me the keys.
Pete slung his bag over his shoulder.
Sam was slung into jail for punching a cop.
Dave wore a tool belt slung around his waist. She had her arm in a sling.
We've all suffered the slings and arrows of day-to-day living.
Slingback.
Slingback.
Slingshot.
Slingshot.
Slink.
Slink.
Edward was hoping to slink past unnoticed.
Slinky.
Slinky.
A slinky black dress.
A song with slinky bass lines.
Slip.
Slip.
Wright slipped, but managed to keep hold of the ball.
He slipped on the ice.
Ben slipped quietly out of the room.
One man managed to slip from the club as police arrived.
Anne slipped the book into her bag. A letter had been slipped under his door. Carrie slipped her arm through her brother's.
I slipped him a $10 bill to keep quiet.
Carr slips the ball to King, who scores easily.
As he bent over, the towel round his waist slipped.
He watched the sun slip down behind the mountains.
The ring had slipped off Julia's finger.
Callie slipped from his grasp and fled.
The knife slipped and cut his finger.
Standards have slipped in many parts of the industry.
His popularity slipped further after a series of scandals. You're slipping, Doyle. You need a holiday. He had begun to slip into debt.
She slipped into unconsciousness and died the next day. The project has slipped behind schedule.
Peter was already at the door, slipping on his shoes.
She slipped out of her clothes and stepped into the shower.
The search for the missing child continued, but time was slipping away.
The hours slipped past, almost unnoticed.
I meant to buy some milk, but it completely slipped my mind.
He let it slip that they were planning to get married.
The dog slipped his collar and ran away.
In a class of 30 children, it is easy for one to slip through the net and learn nothing.
Don't let a chance like that slip through your fingers.
He slipped away into the crowd.
This time Radford did not let her chance slip away.
He had slipped in a few jokes to liven the speech up.
I didn't mean to say it. The words slipped out.
The company apologised for slipping up so badly.
Someone had slipped up on the order.
A slip of paper.
An order slip.
A betting slip. Molly knew she could not afford to make a single slip.
It was just a slip of the tongue. Somehow she'd given them the slip.
A white silk slip.
A slip in house prices.
Slipcase. Slipcase.